integrate MapReduce and HDFS. This is core Hadoop. Each portion of a Hadoop cluster has a specific job and runs on a specific machine. A Hadoop cluster runs on a typical master-slave architecture, with the master controlling all the data management, communication, and processing. In Hadoop, the master is called the name node. The slave is called the data node and does all the work. A cluster usually has one name node. However, in newer versions of Hadoop, there can be a secondary name node used for backup and for failover. The name node controls the whole cluster. It contains the master schema and knows the name and location in the cluster of every file on the HDFS system. The name node does not contain any data or files itself. Any client application coordinates communication to the cluster through the name node when locating, moving, copying, or deleting a file. The name node will respond by returning a list of data nodes where the data can be found. For processing MapReduce jobs, the name node contains the job tracker. The job tracker assigns the processing for MapReduce jobs to nodes across the cluster. Slave or data nodes hold all the data from the HDFS cluster and perform all the computation. Each data node has a task tracker. The task tracker monitors all the MapReduce processing within its data node and communicates results back to its name node. Data nodes do not communicate with each other. Only the name node knows how many data nodes are in a Hadoop cluster. Hadoop by default is configured to run in local standalone mode or as a single node cluster. This is the easiest way to learn Hadoop. For more advanced uses, Hadoop can be configured in pseudo-distributed mode or in fully distributed mode. As you may guess, both these modes require more complex configuration than when running as a single node cluster. Also, when running in fully distributed mode, the data nodes need to be configured to communicate with the name node. When running in pseudo-distributed mode, Hadoop runs each of its daemons in its own Java thread. This simulates running a true cluster, but on a small scale. Data nodes and their associated task trackers are virtual. They exist on the same physical machine as the name node. Pseudo-distributed mode also differs from local standalone mode, as in pseudo-distributed mode, the HDFS is used rather than the native file system in standalone mode. For pseudo-distributed mode, there will be a single master node with a single job tracker, which is responsible for scheduling tasks of that job to the data nodes. The job tracker also monitors the progress of the slave nodes and assigns the re-execution of unsuccessful tasks to the slave nodes. For a single slave node, there will be a task tracker to execute the task as per the master node's directions. When setting up Hadoop in pseudo-distributed mode, 3 configuration changes need to be made. One to each of the core site, HDFS site, and the MapReduce site configuration files.